So starting now. Everything ready? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start by going over a replay of Anti-Mage. Obviously in one position. The first thing I want to talk about is what you do with like this is a in general thing. Like if you watch the picks end, what a lot of people do is they just stand in base. They're all just stand in base. You want to be pretty quick at buying your items if you know what lane you're going to. You have time to plan for that during picks. You don't want to just stand here. There are times where you do want to just stand at your tower where you're super scared they're going to smoke on you, but I think that's almost never in pubs. You should always go scout, see if they're going to come place a ward, because this Void is going to place a ward, and you never want him to get a ward for free. Because even if you don't see him, say you can only make it to here, and before he can place his ward like here, at least you know that his ward is not on like this side, right? Like his ward has to be on the left side of this line here. So that's already a lot of information you're gaining. It makes it super easy to D-ward, it makes it easier for your supports to play, it makes it easier for you as carry to play. But you see this Void just gets into the camp unhindered. He is like, the ward spots for this camp, if you're going to ward it, you should ward it here. This one is the easiest to contest if you have two supports up here. Or, oh, he actually did a really good ward. This one is the other good one. I think it should be, like, you can check it with this line here, because you can put a ward in here to block. You go straight up from here, and then you go across to like here. And then you place it just right here. And if you put it there, then this counter ward, the most common one, sort of misses it. Actually, change the sentry wing. Might not miss it anymore. I don't even know. I think it might cover it. But anyways, like some of the more common counter ward spots will miss it if you put it at a really good spot here. So anyways, I want to pause and talk a bit about starting items too. Because you have to think about what you're going up against in lane. And so right now, if he looks at the enemy picks, he has no clue what he's going up against in lane. But usually he has some sort of idea. The Solo Void is probably going to be a high chance. You have to think with your items like, what's going to help me in lane and how much regen do I need? If you're against someone like a TSG, you're going to need a bit more regen because he's going to harass you a lot. If you're against a Void, like this Quelling Blade, it's actually not bad because Void has a lot higher base damage. So as anti-mage, you need to get all those assets. One of the things I don't like though, like usually Quelling Blade, you're going to get it eventually. You want it, if you don't get it at the start, you're going to buy it later. So it's good to have. But you can always buy it in the side shop. So you might want a bit more stat items. Maybe not an anti-mage because branches honestly aren't that good. You don't build anything from them. But maybe you can start with 8 tangos, a stout shield, and then get a PMS from side shop and a Quelling Blade from side shop. And that might be better. I'm completely fine with this build though. I just like, you should actually think about it. There's actually quite a bit of things to think about in lane. So anyways, we're going to continue here. I really like how he actually did try to block, and when he missed it, he took Blink. Ideally, you just don't miss it. It's pretty easy to block on Dire. It's really hard to block on Radiant. But if you do miss it, taking Blink isn't that bad. But Mana Break level 1 is a beast, right? Like, you sort of want that to be able to drain his mana, because a Void without mana isn't that scary. So lane position is here. When it gets like this, the first thing... Well, first, his support didn't check the pull, which is really bad. When it gets like this, if the lane's up here and your range creep dies, that basically means the early part of your laning phase is over. The Void just won the early part of the lane. And and by early part of lane, I mean the first 2 waves, because your support actually can't do anything unless if this camp is blocked. The only thing you can do is you push it out and you pull this one at 52 to here, and it'll stack and you'll deny this wave. But you have to push this wave out really quickly. Otherwise, his creeps are going to come mess with it. And then you'll get the lane equilibrium back to here, which is where you want it. Because if it's here, this Void he's so happy. Like, Dazzle can't really harass him. There's no pull. He sees the Dazzle here, so he can play as aggressive as he wants. If he was smart and he clicked the anti-mage, he'd be like, hey, he's missing some mana. That means that... Well, it was mainly up here. Now he's level 2. You could click the anti-mage and be like, hey, he's missing some mana. He didn't take mana break, so he can man fight the Void for the anti-mage for a little bit. Anyways, you definitely do want to click all the heroes in your lane right at the start, because he could click these guys and be like, oh hey, they only have 8 tangos total. So that's actually going to be an issue in terms of regen for them. And he's getting a lot here. And anti-mage should click him and say, hey, he has these 2 useless branches, because Void doesn't need the base stats at all. And he only has 1 set tango and 1 pool tango. So like the harass matters a lot on him. So he buys sentries, that's really good. You see how he plays it over here? The sentry doesn't cover it. If you place it here, I think it would cover it. And this is the ideal spot for a sentry. This one or this one. Both of these are fine. I think this one's a bit better. It's a bit easier to place because you don't have to go all the way around here. And if they try to sort of counterward you, they have to like go here so that they can literally see into this bush here. And then it's easier to counterward. It is, as anti-mage. So one of the things to practice that everyone can practice is you go into a single player game and you go to a lane and you try manipulating the creep wave. So the more you deny your own creeps, the more it's going to pull back. The more you hit the enemy creeps, the more it's going to go forward. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but people aren't good enough at that. Like, and people don't understand how important this is. So in Dota 1 days, everyone was incredibly awful at Dota. Like, if you compare a game from TI1 to a game now, the tier 4 teams would shit on Navi, and Navi were the best team in the world back then. Like, it wouldn't even be close to. They would be so much better. Okay, maybe tier 4 is a bit of an exaggeration, but any competent team now would shit on any team back then, and the games would look embarrassing for them. And that's because the game has evolved a lot back then. But anyways, that was a bit of a tangent, but back to my point. That wasn't even a tangent, that's just me trying to highlight my point being awful. Dota 1 I played carry a lot, and the only reason I could play carry is because I didn't miss CS, and because I could control a lane and keep it static. And that was enough to make you good at Dota 1, because everyone was so bad. So if you go into a custom game, and you just practice keeping a lane static, you will get so much better if you don't miss last hits. And then when you do it, you actually learn stuff. So if the lane is back here and I'm Radiant, I have to deny a lot, because my creeps come to this wave faster than the enemy creeps because it's a bit closer, right? This is like 500 or 800 range closer than this. So if my creeps have to go, actually more like 1,000 range closer, that means that I have to deny enough that his creeps will kill my range creep before my range creeps get there. Otherwise, I'll get 2 range creeps and the lane will push. And you want to be able to do it so the lane will never push. Likewise, sort of if it's here and you want to keep the lane here, which is really rare, but anyways, you need to hit his creeps a bit more, because his creeps are going to get here before your creeps are going to get there. Just because that's how the lane equilibrium works. Normally they would meet here. They used to be here, but the patch sort of changed it to up here. The same thing on Dire. They usually meet like here. So if it's over here, you need to hit your creeps more. If it's over here, you need to hit their creeps a bit more if you want to keep it static. Usually if it's over here, you want to hit your creeps and his creeps about the same. Maybe your creeps a little bit more even, so you can get back here. And then if it's over here, and you keep hitting your own creeps, that means that he's eventually going to get 2 range creeps. And then when he has 2 range creeps, he can sort of fight you because he has more creeps with him. And when you trade hits with him, he'll have 2 range creeps attacking you as opposed to your range creep attacking him. So you don't want him to build up like 2 or 3 range creeps. So you need to, you need to learn these things. You need to go in single player and you need to test them out. I need water. This is actually sort of hard. So yeah, anyways, that's controlling the lane equilibrium. If it's like this, a lot of it's like, see, a lot of the problem with what I'm planning to do is both that it's hard to know how to play Dota in a pub environment. Like, it's specifically hard to do that. And pub environments are really hard because if you're to carry here, you need to tell your support, hey, you need to pull to get the lane back, because if it's here, it will take you like 5 waves to try to deny it back here if the other offlaner is good and he's sort of contesting you for it. Even if your support's helping you deny. And if you give the offlaner 5 waves of contested last hits, like, that's a lot of golden XP. That's way too much golden XP for him to get. So you need to, hey, can you pull? I can't get the lane back or something. And you need to communicate. Like, communication is a big part of Dota. So this is sort of, he's trying to pull here. But see, this Dazzle, he didn't communicate with the AM. If he wanted to pull this, AM needed to pull this creep wave down here into the freaking river or some crap, or like pull up here, or tank it here, which wouldn't really work because Void would beat on him, creep wave would beat on him in order to pull this. So this pull is not going to work. But at 3 minutes 12 to have a pull anyways. Gonna see. Blah blah blah. So the pull does nothing. It might clap the Dazzle. Nope, it doesn't. So anyways, let's talk about how you want to build your hero in lane 2. Normally on AM, this Void would have 0 mana right now because you would hit him a bit. But he had to take Blink at level 1 to block a bit more here, which is, I mean, it's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. So level 2 mana break I'm okay with, but something about Anti-Mage is that you really do want to be able to take stats if you're going to farm. Because stats actually really help your farm. You rush a Battle Fury, like Tread's Battle Fury, you will run out of mana if you don't have stats because your int is too low. So the plus 150, is it 150%? Regen from Battle Fury is not enough to sustain you. Because like, I actually don't know how much it is. So it's like, if I have 33 int and a Sobi Mask, I get plus 6 mana regen. So whatever that is, that's how I do it because I just know when a Basi Ring and Sobi Mask are better. But anyways, like it's not enough. You just don't have high enough int, and the percentage regen will help you enough. So you do want to be able to take stats. So you have to look at our team. Is there anyone with magic damage that's going to gank you? It's like, Viper, no. Enigma, possibly, but Enigma's magic damage spells, it's not the strong part of the gank. The strong part will be the mod conversion, the sort of disables, and the right clicks on you. So maybe one level of the spell shield max, I would actually probably not even get it. Necrolite, I mean if a Necrolite ganks you in your anti-mage, that is not good for Necrolite's team, I gotta say. Like something's been going on wrong with their game. So I would actually go 1-1-0 and they get 3 points to 5. And I'd probably want a point in spell shield because at that point maybe you might TP in and fight. And I max blink before 10, I get a few more stats. Maybe 2 more stats. And I want to max my mana break for when I'm about to hit my Manta timing. So you also want to coordinate your skill build with your items, right? Like there's no point in 4 mana break if you don't have a Manta basically. Unless you're going some weird lightning build. I was looking at chat. I need a second monitor. Anyways, so let's just continue to see the lane. I'm not actually gonna talk that much about your mechanics. I'm gonna try not to, because I think that's something that every player in the world needs to work on. Everyone. Like it doesn't matter if you're a freaking 7K MMR Reddit lord. You need to work on your mechanics. You should be practicing last hitting and stuff like that. Like even a lot of pro players can work on that, and it's not like you'll get worse by working on it. This is good. He's draining some mana. He's training some hits. That's good. That's a good decision. See, what I like too is that he went over here to hit the anti-mage. That means he didn't pull the enemy melee creeps. This is a really good opportunity right here. So if he were to have run back here right away with the range creep and 3 melee creeps, or killing the range creep is good, but run back right away with the 3 melee creeps, he would get the lane here. And then the Void is, he has 2 full screens between him and his tower. He's against an anti-mage. If anti-mage hits him once more, he won't even have leap. That means the Void has to play extremely safe. Instead, he's going to get his lane into a pretty good position still. Like, this is still really good. This is actually completely fine. But look at this Void now. Like, what? He's going to sap EXP. He can't even come up to, like, hit creeps because what if anti-mage blinks on him and then Chen comes out and nets him and he's dead. It's all over. Like the Dazzle might poison him and it's all over. He can sort of run up a bit, but that's because you can sort of play like this, but not really. Like it's really hard. Well, he has he regened enough so that anti-mage can't burn all his mana in one hit, which is nice. Anyways, this is the rest of the laning phase is sort of gonna be a lot more it's just mechanics, and I think people can practice those without me seeing anything, and I think they should. So I want to talk a bit about item choices in lane too, which I meant to talk about when I was talking about items before, but I'm bad, so I didn't. Or let me talk about Battle Fury Rush actually, because Battle Fury Rush sucks. You want treads, unless you're like heavily farmed. My phone. Oh, that. Because like Battle Fury is basically, it gives you the cleave, which is basically some extra DPS increase, but treads gives you attack speed, a little bit of damage, and more blinks. Like it's very rare that you would get Battle Fury first on a hero, other than Anti-Mage. Like on Void, if you want to go Battle Fury, you go Treads, Mass Commanders, Battle Fury, and that would help you farm faster while being able to fight. So, and if you want to lane Anti-Mage, you can't. You shouldn't get the Perseverance before boots ever, basically. And that's like the only time is like this patch is basically never because of the lane position. But in the very, very old patches where you could have free farm for like 10 minutes, then you could maybe go Battle Fury first, but I still don't really like it that much. A couple. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna speed this up a bit. So I know this Anti-Mage actually gets a Perseverance, which I strongly disagree with, because if we watch this replay, the mana regen from the Perseverance that he uses is probably 0. Oh, okay, you see this? The range creeps attacking him. You definitely need to get like A-click your own creeps so that the aggro stops. They should stop attacking the enemy creeps because the lane is gonna push out, and this Void is gonna get EXP gold. And in this patch, when you deny melee creeps and range creeps, they actually give quite a bit less EXP, so you should pretty much always deny that. They give half as much EXP when you deny, so if he had got 10 more denies, this Void would have 300 less EXP, and he wouldn't be so close to level 6, because this Void's scary when he's 6. He can go back to heal, he can stay missing, he can gank on our lane, like it's just obnoxious, you know? Anyways, I strongly feel like this Anti-Mage right now, his inventory should be Boots, Poor Shield, Falling Blade, Ring of Health. And that would be really good, I think. Because you're gonna get Poor Man's Shield anyways, it's just a good item. Oh, talk about Poor Man's Shield. Okay, I'm going like way too tangential here because I don't know how to talk about stuff. But Poor Man's Shield is double as good as Stoat Shield in terms of damage block. Stoat Shield says that's 60%, but it uses a shitty PRD, and it's actually only about 53%. So Poor Man's Shield, that means it only blocks like 10.6 per hit, whereas Poor Man's Shield blocks 20. And then Vanguard is only like 67%. That's about 40. So Poor Man's Shield is actually only like 5 less damage per hit than Vanguard, which if you think about it is like Poor Man's Shield is really, really good. Or Vanguard's really bad, but there you go. Anyways, so I'm not a fan of Midas on most safe laners, to be honest. I think there are times and situations where you can get the item. I don't think that is that good for helping you improve at the game, and like it might help you win a game, but I doubt it'll help you improve. And like usually you can get other items that, like if you had a 55% chance to win with Midas and that's your best shot, you'll have like a 54% with another item. Like it's very marginally better unless you have a very specific situation. Yeah, so anyways, as Anti-Mage, if you're the carry and you get good enough to like last it with not thinking about it, one of the things, like for sure he should be looking at DCS because he has 3 range creeps. If he had 1 range creep, he actually wouldn't lose any creeps if he goes for this camp. But since he has 3 range creeps, he's gonna lose 2 creeps here. Or 1 creep actually. I was killing it too fast. Yeah. If you're good as a carry, you get really good at last hitting. It's like you can sort of do it in your sleep. So while in between last hits, you sort of know when the next creep's gonna die. You can go to other lanes and click on enemy heroes. But that's like, you have to be pretty good to do that, honestly. I don't even think I should be mentioning that in this, honestly. Oh well. So yeah, I don't really like a skill build. I think he should actually have 3 more points in stats right now, which would make him like he would do more damage. He had 1 higher armor. He had more int, more health, everything, just better. And like if we watch this replay, like the times he'll use his blink on a 9-second cooldown instead of on a 12-second cooldown will be extremely, extremely rare. Well, actually, I would have level 2 blink here, but the amount he would not be able to like mana break the void down to 0 is pretty rare. If he didn't have like a 3rd point in it, I wouldn't mind 2 points maybe sometimes, but like maxing it like this isn't very good. It doesn't help you farm, which is like you want to sort of think about a goal with your hero and what you want to do with that hero in the game. And in this game, he's Anti-Mage and it's going to be farm because he's not going for a fighting build, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because that pretty much covers what I want to talk about in the laning phase. Yeah, get more water. Alright. Oh yeah, this is a TI bottle. I don't think you guys can see it though. And I have a TI straw. Amazing. Anyways, so I'm gonna skip ahead a bit, and we're gonna talk about some farming patterns here. So, the ideal farming pattern is basically you push out your lane, you do this camp. Push out your lane, you do this camp. You push out the lane, you do this camp. You push out your lane. Oh, now this camp's still dead. You do this camp, whatever, something like that. And that's gonna get you the most farm. That will get you a bow perfect CS if you do it properly. If you have 2 range creeps, you might miss a creep if they're both focusing the same one. But the towers had mercy and focused the range creeps, so you won't miss any creeps here. He does well. But usually if you push out the lane and it's just 1 wave versus 1 wave, you won't miss any creeps. You'll kill this one, you get 1 extra camp every minute. So like instead of going 8 CS per minute, which is 2 waves, you'll get say 11. And that's nice. So pressuring this tower. Towers don't matter too much in this patch, but he's doing here, he kills the next wave. Kills the next wave, kills the next wave. Well, he should kill the next wave and then he just goes to do this. And then you do it again, kill next wave. And that's your farm pattern for the early game. That's your ideal farm pattern. You do need to be a bit aware about getting ganked because while you're pushing the wave out, like look how far up he is compared to if he is static farming back here. And then you have to keep in mind that when you do this, if you push in the lane consistently like that and they put a support or an offlaner up here, you're actually giving them free CS at their tower if they can last it. So CS benchmarks are like if you have absolute free farm, you can push out the lave and go there. Like getting 70 is fine. I mean, like if you like, see, I don't really want to talk about that because if you farm as efficiently as you can probably get 100 by 10. If you have complete free farm, you keep pushing out the wave and then you keep doing the side camp. But like it's really rare that GG. Is this Volvo? That is Volvo. Anyways, I'm gonna just speed this up. Blah 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 blah. Don't care about the stuff. He has a battle fury. Fighting this, it's like probably not the best, but he might kill him. Nope. Blah 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 blah. Get a void there. This void's crazy. It's crazy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is not good for void. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, don't do that as often. Don't kill the little poor Chen. The little poor Midas Chen, and then die for it. When you look at kills, you do want to look at your level. So if you're level 9, you kill level 8 hero, and then they kill you, and they have 2 heroes in AoE getting gold, like it ain't good for you. Hey, push out the lane. If you think you can pressure a tower bit, it's okay. Here, like since Chen's coming, it's sort of good to hit this. You'll get the tower. If Chen wasn't coming, you sort of like, oh, can I get this tower? If I hit this a bit and I have a wagon and my Chen's not coming, that tower's gonna get denied. So actually, I just go to this camp. I have a battle fear, so I go to this camp. I'm like, hey, the void's still killing shit here, so I'm gonna do this camp and I'm gonna do this camp, like blinking like this, and then come back here, and there'll be a camp here. But you're like, no, the creeps are here. They're fighting my creeps one-on-one, and if I don't do this camp just spawned at 15. If I don't do the creeps here, then some of them are gonna die. So you push out the wave and then you go back to this camp. You always want to make sure you're not missing lane creeps because lane creeps are probably the most valuable. When you see people who are insane at farming, that's one of the things that they do. They make sure they never go up their lane camps. Nice, good stack, good stack. Does this, and you wanna like this fight. It might go well. He might get a kill. He's gonna kill this Necro. But like, you have to sort of think more. Is this worth it? Was going to this fight worth it? Because if he didn't come to this fight, he would have killed this wave. He would have either damaged his tower, or he would have killed this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp. So this fight is like 800 gold. That Necro might have lost a bit, but now he lost 800 gold, and he has to go to heal, which is basically another like 500 something gold, and his team's still losing the fight. So you got 1 kill, went to a fight. Like the Necro kill didn't really matter because if the Necro's alive, they're gonna farm the same amount. They're gonna have this map of the map, and then someone's gonna have to TP top. So he lost 800 gold in farm, the wave 5 jungle camps. He has to go back to heal, so that's probably like 1 more jungle respawn here. He would have killed like the 17 one faster. He wastes his own TP, that's another 100 gold. He would have forced a TP top earlier and probably killed this wave. So by going to this fight, he killed a Necro, which is good, but he probably lost like 1200 net gold compared to like what he could have gotten, and the team would have lost in TPs and stuff like that. Whereas a Necro kill is probably only like maybe, I don't know, 400. Gets plus 250, 300, and the Necro loses like maybe 100, 200. Depends what he spent. If he's good, he probably didn't lose anything. It's like that's one of the dangers of coming to a fight with a hard carry. You have to be sure if you come to a fight like that, you're crushing because you lose a lot. Anyways, farm away. He went Vlad. I don't mind it. Not bad. One of the things I don't like, again, is that he's skilling a lot of skills, stats underrated. Or stats are standard, I guess, for Anti-Mage, but I mean, it's not too bad since they do have a bit of magical. Or there's actually all magical damage if he goes Mjolnir. This hero actually does no damage. His bash is magical. His bash is actually one of the worst buffs in the world, by the way, like for damage. Like 37.5 a hit in chrono and 17.5 in non-chrono or whatever. Like, or it's 35 in chrono and 17.5 not in chrono. Like per hit. That's awful. That's half of Shadow Fiend when it's in chrono. Okay, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It's crazy, he dies. If you're analyzing replays, you should probably like, every death, you should be like, why did I die here? And why did I not know I was gonna die? This one is because, I think he blinked in. Right? Yeah, so when you're going for these far creep ways, you can't blink in for them. This is the equivalent of like, have you ever seen a Morphling? Like he waves forward into night, fog, and then he just dies. So usually this doesn't happen at day because you have more vision, but at night especially you have to be worried about this. Also, if he switched to strength treads, he would have still died, but you do want to do that if you get God on. So you should know, like, that was really greedy. Like, you have to think about these blinks too. So I'm looking here, I'm going ahead. Alright, is he gonna miss a creep here if he doesn't blink? No, he's not even gonna miss this creep if he doesn't blink, I think. So that blink was just a bit too greedy there. What you gained is seriously helping your team get kills / not get killed, which sure costs a bit of your farm, but can really make a difference. Okay, so if the Necro didn't die here, first of all, that Necro might have died to his team, but AM coming here made his team think they could fight too, because they thought they're strong. If Necro lived there, he would have had to go to heal. Instead, he died, so he goes to heal. He respawns in, I think he was like level 9, so he respawns in 36 seconds. From here to heal, probably about 36 seconds. Probably about 30 seconds, yeah. Running back from here to heal. And then, so the Necro himself doesn't lose that much from that. He loses whatever he lost from dying in gold, which honestly shouldn't be that high. If he didn't kill him, could they push a tower? No, the Necro couldn't stick around to push a tower. They couldn't push a tower. Would the Necro farmed any of these camps? Possibly, but the Necro's team, if they're good, they would have farmed the camps anyways. Like, it's, people overrate kills in situations like these, whereas like, oh, that guy's so low escaping in a team fight. When you're low escaping in a team fight and you have to go heal, like, it's not that much. Like, staying alive is nice. If you had a choice staying alive or dying in the game, you obviously want to stay alive, but it's honestly overrated. Like, going to heal is a pretty big deal. Forcing someone back to base with Invoker EMP can sometimes be the equivalent of killing them early. Like, the time difference is pretty significant, especially since it takes a little bit to heal. Sometimes you have to use a TP to go back, like it costs gold. There's a lot of stuff like that you have to consider.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
2 masts on this brigantine.
And don't think I'm like trying to harp on the guy who asked that in Twitch chat. Like, that was actually like, it's a completely valid thing to say. It's like, he secures a kill, his team gets some moral boost, whatever, and it looks good. But holy shit, he denied it with Midas. Haha. But like, you have to sort of judge how much stuff is worth, I guess. And people don't do that well enough. And I do want to say that I'm sorry, guys. I went into this with no preparation because I sort of have a headache today. I'm not feeling that well. But like I wanted to, since I actually got a lot of replays submitted, I wanted to get started on it. And because it'd be sort of shitty to like make the thread and then like have like 3 days of just not doing anything, even if I'm not feeling the best. I didn't actually properly prepare for this. I'm not too sure. At one point I will definitely properly prepare for this. I'm not too sure when that is because playing and practicing will always take priority over this, I think. Even though this is something I do want to do. I got about 50 replays, I think, so far. And I expect that to go up. That's like if I keep doing it. Because, yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, anyways. So, Anti-Mage, he's looking at them, pushing his base. So, something to think about is like, when they're pushing your tower, it's like, if they're pushing your tower here, and you're back here, you're sort of losing the game. They're pushing your tower, say it's tier 2. Okay, let's go back a bit more, and I can talk about this. So I want to talk about this right now. So he sees them, and he's like, hey, they're pushing mid. I know they're pushing mid. And you have to think, the first thing you have to think is, can I defend? They have Mecha Viper, they have Blacko Enigma, they have Nuso, they have Necro, they have Void Chrono. Like, hell no. You don't come to this. So he makes a decision to go top. But if he had gone top already, the creep wave would already be running here. So he would have gained like 8 seconds on the creep wave, say. And then we're going to go forward a bit and see what those 8 seconds would have done. The creep wave, this creep wave would have been from here to here when they did Roshan. And then now it would be about hitting the enemy tower. It would be hitting the enemy tower now. And okay, so he's doing this. This tower's at half now. Okay, the glyph is already gone now. This tower's almost dead. They're starting to hit your mid. And this tower's dead. This creep is dead. Right now, he would be at their base. And their tower would be almost dying. But he would be at their base. He would be trading for something. So that's something that you really need to keep in mind. And you have to make, like, what makes Dota a difficult game is that you have to make snap decisions based on 4 of your teammates and 5 other people on the fly. And it's really hard to do. Like, people, like, mechanically, Dota is a joke compared to StarCraft 1, Brood War or something. Like, when I watch Brood War players play, and I look at myself, I'm like, there's no way I'm close to as good mechanically as they are. It's not even, like, it's not a comparison at all. But the decision making, like, it has to be there, because this tower should be 400 HP lower, basically. If the decisions were quick, you know? Like, if he just, there's no way I'm fighting. Like, I'm not trying to flame him. He made a very good decision to not fight here. And while you're doing this, you should be looking back. Because, like, yeah, because you have nothing better to do. You're hitting creeps on tower. So he's still hitting this, he's still hitting this. And then when you're doing this, you're like, hey, what spells did they use? They use Chrono, they use Blacko. What do they have that can kill me? And the answer to that is, they have absolutely nothing that can kill your anti-mage. So unless a Viper or someone comes here to force him out, you should just keep pushing, keep going. And this guy is making incredibly good decisions for the MR, I think. Maybe, like, 4.5k is not even that bad, to be honest, but he's making very good decisions. If they're a bit faster, this range tracks would be dead. And that's what some, like, people have to work on a bit. But I respect it. This is good. I really like the Vlad's purchase this game too. Because, like, you should think about why you got items. Like, this Vlad's purchase is actually so good, this game. It is freaking game winning if they win this game. I'm not even sure. If he got a Manta, he would have a Yasha instead of Vlad's. This tower, he would not have gone this tower if he didn't have Vlad's. He would not have gone to Rax. He would not have even gone to tier 3. Like, that's how much of a difference it made there. And when you get Manta, you have to think, what am I going to do with this item? Because when you get Manta on Anti-Mage, you're basically saying, when I'm Manta, I'm scary, I can fight. I can split push too. But I can't, like, what the hell? I got their tier 3 in Rax while they were pushing mine. With the freaking Anti-Mage. They have 5 heroes pushing my mid, and I alone got the Rax. Like, that's super good. Creep skipping mid would honestly also have been pretty good if he did it earlier. But it wouldn't matter with his team because he has no spam, I think. I don't know. It would have been pretty good, honestly. That's something else you can consider. But I honestly wouldn't want to play like that in pubs. Like just creep skipping every wave. I don't think it's that good for learning. Like your limits and stuff. I mean it's good for sure. But I don't know how to say this. Like I think that learning to split push standardly is better, and then you learn to like start skipping creep waves when you split push and stuff like that. But maybe that's my bias because that's how I learned. Like I never skipped creep waves basically until I saw Miracle freaking beating us with Naga, that piece of shit, skipping all 3 of our creep waves at our base. Okay, anyways. That guy's really good, by the way. So now he's gonna try to go as Manta. He's like, okay, what do they have that can kill me? Do they have Black Hole? No. And you don't really know that in a pub, but in a competitive game you might, because your teammates might tell you. You might take timers, but they do have like Necrolite, they have Chrono, so it's good that he didn't push this wave out, because you should be scared. Like if you, oh, I'm sleepy. If you look at what he sees, does he see the Void? Okay, he sees the Void now, but he didn't see him before. Holy shit, it's a Battlefield and Offline Conquer, that's so weird. So whenever certain heroes are off the map, you do have to be scared, and that's something to note too. If you're a hero that's scary when you're off the map, better be off the map. Like, I don't want to see a freaking Bane at the tier 1 mid hitting creeps when he's level 6 with Fiend's Grip up. Like, and then their carriers are like, hey, Bane's the only hero on their team that can kill me, so I can do whatever I want. Like, that's the worst play. If people do stuff like that. Anyways, Anti-Mage knows, oh, can I fight them? Okay, I have a Manta this time. Okay, I have a Manta this time. Maybe I can fight them. We see use Chrono down here. Use Chrono down here. We didn't use Bolt. The Conker's really good to save Bolt there. Hey, maybe we can go for this fight. Personally, I think there's no way in how he can fight this, but we'll see. I think that's crazy. He stopped their push. The problem is that if you come back to base like this, if you come back to base with 5 heroes like this, there's no reason for them to not stick 5 heroes right here and just sit there and farm your 2 jungle camps here and just sit there. There's no pressure on the other lane. That's why it's important. Like if Anti-Mage, when they were maybe gonna defend the mid-rack, maybe if he came back, they could have stalled them the first time. They could have made them not able to push this tower. But if the top lane's here and the bottom lane's here, they don't care. They can just sit here. They just sit here and wait. They don't care if you're sitting here as 5 heroes. Actually, they actually love it if you're sitting here as 5 heroes because you're not getting anything. And they might not be getting that much either. They might get 1 camp a minute, but you're getting 0. You're trading all 3 lanes, you're gonna get equal. They're getting 1 jungle camp extra, and that's a win for them. And they might get 100 damage hit each creep wave or something. Yeah, anyways, so Anti-Mage. Good job, create some pressure. There's one of the good things about Manta. You have that, you're scary. You can, when you pressure lanes, it's hard for them to send 1 hero to fight you because maybe you just blink out a Manta them and kill them. And that's also something you should think about. If I'm split pushing as a Void, for example, I'm this Void, I have to think who on their team can kill me. And if they can kill me, like, I don't know how to say this. Like, if someone comes to stop me from split pushing, can I kill them? And then if I kill them, will they kill me? Can I get out? Like, because ideally, for example, I want to use this Void example because I like this one. If you can walk up in Chrono Zone without leaping, that means that if they TP in, you can just leap out and you're fine. They can't do anything to you. But if you have to leap into Chrono, that means you're committed. So there's sort of an idea of commitment. If you blink in as Anti-Mage, you have instant TP. You have 2 seconds after a TP where you don't have blink. And that's a bit scary, because that could be Enigma TPing in. You have 2 seconds, you blink after you, Sunji back close you, and then the Void 5-second TP suddenly Chronos, you're dead. And then possibly the game's over. He should definitely have a Culling Blade. Culling Blade lets you split push faster, lets you farm faster. It's 32%. It's his Battle Fury damage. It's more than Battle Fury damage for 225 gold. Like, that is absurdly good. Definitely have a Culling Blade still. People super underrate that item and don't understand it. Like, I didn't understand it for a long time. Battle Fury is not, Culling Blade is not that much about getting those last hits. Which sometimes it is. It's about saving time when you farm neutrals and being able to push out waves faster. That's one of the reasons, for example, you might get a Coin Blade on Doom. Because Doom sucks at pushing out waves. You have a Coin Blade, maybe it's okay. Oh, good. Survives the black hole. Woohoo, that's close. Aghanim's ulti, game over. So, one of the other things, in a game like this where you're anti-mage, it's sort of risky to farm your own jungle. Because every time you're farming your jungle camps, the waves are going in. They have 5 heroes pushing in. Your teammates aren't really that strong. If you're the highest net worth on your team like this, you need to focus more on pushing the waves. That's really unfortunate. This guy should be dead. Ah, that sucks. Oh boy. Going out. You go for... Oh boy. Oh boy. Everyone's gonna live. Why is this happening to... So anyways, there's no Enigma in this fight, but... Okay, they're gonna win this fight. Alright, alright. Okay, good, that's a good torrent. But again, like, if the enemy team was good and they had an Enigma there and they stuck together, the lane's here, lane's here. They even have a Rax, so... Okay, but anyways, the lane's here, lane's here. They have no reason to not just sit here. You might go even a fight. They actually killed the Necro, which... Like, if this team plays defensively while they're sitting here, this team actually can't do it. The Dire team can't kill them if Radiant team sits here as 5. And the mid lane will eventually push in. Someone will have to defend and they can get a bit of damage on tower. So that's why you need a split push. You need something to help split push. That's why Dota, if split push didn't exist in Dota, like you couldn't kill creeps if you were like 2000 range from your other heroes or something, like some shitty mechanic like that. Dota would be a way tactically, like, there'd be no tactics in Dota basically. Like you need split push to balance this out, because otherwise you'd have Tidehunter, Enigma, Omnite, some shitty 5v5 team fight. They just sit here all game. They get a lead and they sit at your tower. And that's sort of one of the reasons that pushing sort of need a nerf. Because split push takes a little bit of time to come online. It takes a little bit of time before 1 or 2 heroes can start threatening a tower. But yeah. Need my chat for more ideas to talk about. Anyways, farming pattern, you want to farm towards where you're going to go next. So say, for example, you want to farm here, but you want to farm these 2 neutral camps, you would farm this one, then this one, then this one, even if you're coming from here. You're going to go here, then here, then here, because going from here to here, here is going to be better than going here, here. Because obviously you have longer, blah, blah, blah. There, I said it. Someone said they missed it. I have a headache. Alright. Okay, so the rest of this game is basically going to be if Radiant team can get 5 heroes to here, and Dire team doesn't have 5, and Dire team has 5 heroes back here, then Radiant team wins. If Dire can create a condition where Radiant can't really get to here without them having pressure on our tower and them losing something for it, then Dire is going to have a good chance to win. And those are sort of the victory conditions. See? Very good. They got heroes to here, but they lost something for it. So that's a good decision to take Roshan there. Actually, and then now they can maybe defend with the Aegis. So you have to sort of play like that. And ooh, that's unfortunate. Wait, who has the Aegis? This shit. Do you have it? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. He's lucky he didn't get sight there, because Necro got auto mana or this game would be over. Anyways, this fight for Radiant is, oh boy, Necro. Not your day. Fight for Radiant is okay because they forced all Dire heroes back, but they should really get out because of weave on them. But that's something else to think about when you fight. Like when you push base. This is something that Secret does, wow, extremely well. Is that when they push, they don't care if they can't take base. They care about forcing 5 heroes back. Because if you have 5 heroes back, you can't farm anything. You're sitting in your base. You're actually just sitting together. And that's why against Secret, you might see like one player has a bit more farm compared to his teammates than he otherwise would. Because Secret's very good at forcing his team to defend. And when you're defending, you don't farm. You lose gold. Blah 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 blah. Farming. Green tower. Oh, that's scary. Do all the jungle camps. Skip the street wave bottom. Good job. Good farming pattern. Go up. Ancient. Skip the next wave. Oh, free tower. Free tower. Beat him top. We have Glyph. Yeah, I don't like the CP back. He should have blinked here. Killed this creep wave. They have Glyph, so it doesn't matter if he doesn't come back right away. And then he can just TP into the fight. So that's one big thing here. Like, because getting this tower and this extra creep wave, that's so the target is what everyone like 200 gold, so that's 1,000 plus maybe extra 150 on the last hit, plus 100. There's like 6 creeps here, so that's 1,500 gold by getting that tower and the extra creep wave. And there would have been no change here. Him coming here early did not help at all. So that's one of the things. Like, oh, great grave. Oh, great sentinel. Oh shit, these guys are so good. But anyways, like you actually have to think about that. Like, can I come back a little bit later because we have a glyph? Or can I come back a little bit later because we have a Puck Earthshaker who can spam that one creep wave so they can't get a creep wave here? And if you do that, you are legitimately winning the game by getting that little bit extra gold. Like, let's look at the gold right now. The net worth is like this. If he had gotten that, the net worth would be here. Like, that's 1/4 of the net worth difference gone. I mean, they got a really good fight after, so you can see a change. But they would have got that good fight, and they would have had 1,500 more gold. And they would have had this tower gone, so they have more map control, or a better chance of invading their jungle. Let's say, for example, you have a fight here, and they still have this tower. If that happens this game, then the game is literally, and they lose that fight, and they lose the game because of it, the game was literally lost because Anti-Mage didn't get this tower. And I don't want to say this as a flame to Anti-Mage because he's playing very well, I think, overall. He's playing pretty damn well. But I want to say that more as like a learning thing for Anti-Mage next time. I don't like, yeah. And that's only because I'm focused on Anti-Mage. Like, TA could be doing the exact same thing. TA split pushes just as fast. Kunkka, not so good at split pushing, needed to defend. But AM and TA could both do that. And the same for the other teammates too. No. Skip forward. So so the map's like this. So let's pause for a second. Let's go to Darfog. Go to Darfog. Help! Doda! Help! Help! He doesn't see anyone. He can't see this void, can he? Okay, this is the void. I'm so sleepy. I woke up at like, I wake up 6 AM, a bit like 5:30 for practice. Holy shit, that is not good. So anyways, you look at this map, you see your Kunkka's pressuring bottom, they're gonna have to send someone here. See, this lane's up here, you have no rack, it's gonna push in. Instead of farming these ancients. Okay, farming these ancients is fine, but now we have to look at it as from TA's perspective here, because Anti-Mage is doing the right thing here, and I like criticizing people. Because saying people are doing good things for analysis is sort of mediocre for learning. So TA should be like, hey, I can get this neutral camp, I can do this neutral camp, or I can push this out. If you push this out, let's see what happens. This lane is not pushing out that fast. It's a creep has these extra range kills, 10 kills, which is really good. But this creep, it could be this creep wave could be dead. The lane could be here. Oh, okay, they're moving here. Oh, hey, look, wait. They're all setting up around bottom, my last racks. If Tia went here, this wave would be here, and she would be about to hit this melee racks, or these heroes could not be here. They cannot be here without basically losing our racks, and then they can still TP into fight at 100% HP. So one of my favorite concepts in Dota is the fact that if you group us 5 and they have some split pushing, they're winning. If you group us, like, I think that's so cool, the concept of TP scrolls like that. And yeah, I mean, not to make a comparison with League, but I think if that was in League, like, it would help a lot. Had that for defending base sort of, but stuff dies really fast in there and they don't have a glyph and stuff. And like, they can't do it for towers. That's one of my favorite things in Dota, is that we're even defending tier 1. Say you're about to have a 5v5, if your carry's off farming, you have 4 heroes sitting here defending, and they have 5 heroes there sitting trying to get the tower, you're coming out ahead. Alright. Alright, so just replays almost over, so they probably lose this fight. So yeah, blah blah, anti-mage, push, blink, 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 blink. You know they're here, You need to go, you need to go, you need to go. Keep blinking, keep blinking. Okay. As you see them here, you're like, oh shit, they're at my base already. And this is really risky because the Void's being a good player. He's not showing. He could actually be just set up here. He could actually just be set up here. But he's not a good player, so they don't think about that. They don't think about, oh, you push here and then you avoid Chrono and you have Enigma and Necro TP and then you win the game. So anti-mage, he has to come back to defend this. This is our last Rax. He can't get the throne. Boom, Chrono. Unfortunate. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, big black hole. Then can start hitting them. So like, I can't really talk about these team fights because one, this Rax should have been dead already, and if that Rax had died earlier, maybe anti-mage could just be hitting their throne right now, and then it wouldn't be so easy for them to do this. But because they were able to get set up at bottom, this is really bad for them. Like the biggest thing to take from this game isn't some sort of like, oh, he should have hit a last creep at top. It's the fact that when they were spell pushing, if this anti-mage and TA were in sync with their spell pushing, they 100% could have won this game against these opponents anyways. Of course, if like a better team was playing this team, then there's things you can do about that, and I'll talk about that at one point. Just, I don't think it's a good topic for pubs because it's a bit more coordination based, and I don't think it's that applicable. So yeah, that's basically the biggest thing about this game is how you split push. Like, how you don't go for these two jungle camps as TA, you just run to the lane and you get that freaking lane shoved forward. And stuff like that. And another thing to take away is to talk about like how you choose your items. So if you need to split push and you can never fight them anymore, this item, worthless. This item good, this item good, this item good, this heart item, not that good. Because if they catch you, they can still kill you. If they catch you in quota people TP in, you're still dead. The only reason you get heart is so that either you can fight and you're unkillable, or so that when you're spell pushing, you're unkillable even if they bring like 3 heroes. Or if the heart makes it so that they have to bring extra heroes to kill you at least. This time, if they catch you, you're just dead. They can have 1 hero there and TP, you're just dead. So you definitely need an item like Butterfly to help you split push faster, or Abyssal Blade so that while you're split pushing, if they send 1 hero there, they're instantly dead because you jump on the Manta Abyssal dead. So I think items in Dota I really like because you have to think about them a lot, blah 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 blah. What else am I talking about this game? What did I even talk about? How long have I even talked? Like I don't even know what I talked about.